I have with me the DeLonghi Specialista Arte Evo. It's an interesting espresso machine that aims to combine guidance in coffee preparation with, supposedly, a cup result worthy of a real espresso. And after 3 weeks of intensive use, I can tell you one thing, that this machine will either charm you or deeply frustrate you, and sometimes both on the same day. Why? Because DeLonghi has created a unique machine that does things brilliantly and other in a very limiting way. Hi everyone, my name is Colin, welcome to Cafe Lista, the channel to learn everything about coffee and espresso at home. So the DeLonghi Specialista Arte Evo positions itself between a fully assisted machines like the Ninja Luxe Cafe, for example, and a traditional manual machine like the Breville Barista Express. Does this hybrid approach work? Is the coffee good? That's what we are going to find out together. Before we start, I want to make it clear that this video is 100% independent. It's not sponsored. I bought this machine. Okay, let's dive in. Unboxing and first impression. And here is the first excellent surprise. The bundle is really complete. DeLonghi provides everything you need to get started right away. We have a heavy, solid metal tamper that works well to start, a dosing funnel that clips onto the portafilter, a rubber tamping mat, a stainless steel milk pitcher, and of course, the machine itself with its rather successful, I think, retro modern design. The interface is well made, it is really simple to use. We have here a pressure gauge, a few buttons, and honestly, you can even start using the machine without the manual. It's really simple to use. Something that I like, we can set up the temperature right away here. We have 3 settings. I advise not to use the highest temperature. It's usually a bit too hot. I would go medium or even low. Visually, it's elegant. The mix of stainless steel and black plastic gives a modern look. But be warned though, there is quite a lot of plastic in the build of the machine, also in the portafilter, which can be a little bit disappointing. The dimensional here are also real strength. The machine is pretty compact and fits easily under most upper cabinets, but also be warned that you will have to get the water reservoir here on the back. We also have a smart compartment here beside the coffee grinder. It's quite practical. So the first impression is pretty good, but let's dive into what's really important. First, coffee and the guided system. Before we begin, let's look at the drinks. So we have espresso, of course. We can make also an Americano. There is a hot water spout underneath, which is quite handy. You can also use it for hot water to make a tea. The Evo also offers cold brew. We'll come back to that a little bit later. And of course, you can make all the possible milk drinks with the steam one. DeLonghi's concept here is to guide you through your first step. The manual includes a smart color-coded system to choose your setting based on the roast level of your beans. So it's an indication, but light roast corresponds to a setting 2-3, medium roast 3-4, and dark roast 4-5. So of course we can change that, but that's a guide to begin with. I tested it with a medium roast. The workflow is really simple and it's well thought out. The funnel on the portafilter is super practical. No coffee spills, you grind directly into it, you temp with the tamper on the dedicated mat, you insert the portafilter on the machine, you press OK, and that's it. And here, on the first try for the machine was completely new, I had a pleasant surprise. It works pretty well. So first try without any special adjustments, I got a perfectly decent espresso. So no, not exceptional, but drinkable. It's good, it's well made for a machine that just guides you like that with something visual. There is even a short pre-infusion at the start. It's a detail we can find on higher machines usually. It's appreciated here. The pressure gauge rises well in the optimal zone, the crema is present, so for a beginner it's very encouraging and it's rewarding, especially if you know nothing about espresso. And by the way, if you want to go further and understand all the parameters for perfect extraction, I've prepared a free guide. The links is in the description below. You should go have a look. So the first coffee was pretty good, but beware, the initial ease hides some limitation. We'll talk about it now. This is where the main challenge of this machine lies. The built-in grinder only offers 8 settings. To give you a perspective, the Breville Barista Express has 16 adjustments, plus also an internal adjustment. After testing 3 different coffees, the conclusion here is clear for me. The adjustment range is insufficient for precise tuning. What does that mean? It means that at setting 3 and below, the coffee often flows too quickly, producing, you might know, an under-extracted acidic shot. At setting 1 and sometimes 2, depending on the coffee, the machine tends to choke with very little coffee coming out. That's also not good. The fundamental issue here is that there is no in-between settings. You're stuck between too coarse or too fine, without being able to really find the ideal sweet spot for each coffee. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. Another issue, the bean hopper can't be removed, so it's hard to access for cleaning, for maintenance, or for emptying old coffee. I understand here the goal of DeLonghi was to avoid any kind of complexity, but it doesn't really solve the core problem. Now, let's talk also about the dosing system, because it adds another layer of complexity. It's a timer-based system, not weight-based, so when you change coffee or the grind setting, your dose also changes. In the end, it's very hard to know where you stand, and that's why switching coffee becomes quite complicated. In practice, a precision scale is almost essential here to maintain consistency, and it's not included, and it undermines a little bit the machine's all-in-one promise. If this video helps you clarify things for you, please leave a like, subscribe. It helps me a lot to keep going and to produce more of this type of reviews and videos. Thank you. There are really two ways to use this machine daily for me, with different results. I'll explain the principle here, but I'll avoid making this video too long, otherwise it might be 1 hour. I'm preparing a dedicated video on the precise settings and dialing of the Specialista Arte Evo. If you don't want to miss it, you can subscribe. So first, we can use the machine out of the box like that. It is simple, it's quite limited, as we've seen. So as long as you stick with the same coffee, and when you find the proper settings, the proper dialing, same beans, if you don't touch anything, you can get some consistency. The funnel plus temper system does its job, it's clean, it's relatively constant. But as soon as you change coffee, it could be the lottery. You have to start over everything. New coffee, new density, new dose, new grind settings. And since the grinder only has 8 settings, you might not find the right balance for some coffees. Okay, so what to do? That brings us to the option 2. Is for me the better choice, especially if you want to experiment with different coffee. The trick here is to use this machine as a single dose with a scale. Concretely, instead of using the timer, the coffee hopper here, you weigh exactly your dose of coffee, 18, 19 grams each time, and you use the grinder in manual mode until the hopper is empty. You weight your extraction and you aim for the ratio 1 to 2, 36 grams of liquid for 18 grams of coffee, for example. It's a little bit more work. Yes, it is less convenient, but I think it's the only way to get true consistency and to get really better shot. The downside here, it's more manual. Takes a little bit more time. Fortunately, this machine has some strong points. The steam wand is really excellent for this price range. The single hole tip provides enough power. It heats quickly, produces nice and consistent pressure, and allows you to achieve high quality microfoam. Could be silky, shiny, perfect for trying latte art. The anti-burn design is also particularly well thought out. You can clean the wand immediately after use without risk, and the milk won't dry here. It's a little details, but it's really helpful. The range of motion of the steam wand is quite limited. It's normal on this type of machine. Don't expect something much better. That will do the job. You just have to learn how to position the pitcher properly. So for cappuccino and latte lovers, it's clearly one of the best selling points of this machine. The milk foam quality is good frothing, but that takes a little bit of time and practice. So don't expect having something amazing at your first try, especially if you're new into espresso. The Specialista Arte Evo offers a feature presented as a revolutionary. It's a cold brew in a few minutes. This is something we've been seeing on many machines lately. How does it work? So in reality, this isn't true cold brew. It's a cold extracted espresso. It's interesting. The system pulses cold water through the coffee. So the result is nothing like a real cold brew that could need 12 to 24 hours to infuse. And beware, without ice, the drink comes out lukewarm, not really cold. So it could be disappointing if you forget to prep your ice before. For a quick iced coffee in summer, it works well, but if you're looking for an authentic cold brew experience, nothing beats a real cold steeping. Now a quick comparison to the competition. Compared to the Breville Barista Express, of course, it's the most common comparison. As I said, we have 16 grind settings plus internal adjustments. We have non-pressurized basket, we have a great build, and the Breville Barista Express is more like a true espresso machine. There is not that type of assistance, but the result in the cup usually will be better. We also have the Ninja Luxe Cafe that offers 25 grind settings and integrated scale. It is the most automatic system in this price range. It works well, it has also its limitation, but it's good to know. Now you can also go with a Gaggia Classic Pro or a Breville Bambino, for example, with an external grinder. It could cost a little bit more, and this is where you might have the more potential. There is a steep learning curve, but usually much more interesting results in the cup. Who is this machine for? So let's be precise about the target audience for this machine. I think it could be good, could be perfect for you if you're new to espresso and if you want a complete semi-guided solution. If for you aesthetics matters as much as the function, if you always buy the same coffee and if you don't switch often, that also could be interesting. And in the end, if you prefer simplicity over pure performance. Now, be careful, this machine might frustrate you if you want to progress quickly and master all aspects of extraction, if you frequently change coffee, and if you enjoy experimenting. If you're looking for the best value for money in pure espresso, might not be the best. So the final verdict, what do I think about the DeLonghi Specialista Arte Evo? It's a decent entry-level espresso machine, but with a significant limitation that you should know before buying. If you want a simple machine, if you don't change coffee really often, if you drink a lot of milk-based drinks, it could be a good fit. The accessory kit is complete, the steam wand is excellent, and with some patience you can get satisfying results. But as I said, the lack of dosing consistency, the limited grinder makes precise settings a little bit tricky and frustrating. Without an external scale, it's hard to be consistent and to optimize extraction for each coffee. So I'm curious, what do you think? Is the DeLonghi Specialista Arte Evo a smart buy or a beginner mistakes? Tell me in the comments your experience if you own it, or if you have any questions. If you're still here with me, don't go. The video popping out now will definitely interest you. I hope you find this video useful. Have a great day. I'll see you soon on Cafe Lista. Ciao.